They say you are what you eat, so I don't eat chicken feet. But I love me some of Grandma's pickled beets. Well, cut it up, put it in the pan, throw it over your shoulder and see where it lands right here in Farmer's Kitchen. Maters, taters, beans and corn, the cows in the barn and the sheep's been shorn, kids in the barnyard chasing Grandpa's chicken. Chicken. Spices, slices, cuts and dices, gonna slash your grocery prices right here in Farmer's Kitchen. Help you grow your garden good with recipes to suit your mood. Try some grub you've never tried before. Smash it with a wooden mallet. Gonna educate your palate. Right here in Farmer's Kitchen. In Tim Farmer's Country Kitchen. We're gonna cook something good now.
Funding for Tim Farmer's Country Kitchen brought to you by Central Equipment Company, specialists in farm and turf equipment since 1972. Woods Equipment Company has every tool you need to make working the land as rewarding as hunting it. L81 Bottling Company. Taste, love, and share the tradition.
Hello and welcome to Tim Farmer's Country Kitchen. I've had a long day out in the sunshine. Tough gig I had to do today. I was bringing home some critters for a future dinner. Meanwhile, I see that Nikki has gone to the garden. And it's very late at night, but she's already got these out here. We're going to tell you in some upcoming shows. You got some zucchini that may have got a little bit too big, a little too large. Oh, it's too big. We got some recipes for that. Even your squash. Now, one of our favorite things to do is visit new places we've never seen before. And recently, we went to downtown Lexington for a brand new place we've never been to before, and we absolutely loved it. It's called Town Branch. Town Branch Distillery right here in Lexington, Kentucky, and this is Mark Kaufman, Master Distiller.
Yep.
Now, I was recently at an event and they were sampling your bourbon, and I decided we need to come talk to you guys, and you're gracious enough to talk with us today. Tell me, if you will, the history and how this started right here in Lexington, and if folks want to come visit, how they can do that. Let's start, though. How did we get started right here?
Okay, well, we got started distilling in 2008, but going a little bit further on to the history, Alltech purchased the Lexington Brewing Company in 1999. Yeah, well, we didn't think about making beer at the time. We always needed vessels for something, so we bought the vessels. We leased the building because we have a place to store it. One thing led to another, and we said, we got the vessels, we got the knowledge, let's make some beer. So in 2000, we started making Kentucky Ale. So one thing led to another. We started making beer, and Pierce Lyons, the owner of the company, says, you know, I've always wanted to have a distillery. So we bought some stills from Scotland, shipped them over here and installed them.
Hey, those are impressive, by the way.
Very nice, very nice.
We'll talk about those in a minute, but those are very impressive.
Yeah. So we installed those, and we were producing whiskey in September 1st of 2008. So one thing led to another. Our beer business has been very successful. We needed more space, so we decided let's build a distillery, a little bit more distinctive, a little separate from the brewery, give some more space at the brewery. So we built what you see now is Town Branch Distillery. So we put the stills in here. We still support the distillery aspects, all the whiskey production from the brew house, from the brewery still. So they're still very closely related.
Now let's talk about Town Branch. Where'd the name come from?
Lexington is the largest city in North America not on navigable water. And the only waterway that comes through Lexington is called the Town Branch. And over the years, Lexington had grown and overbuilt over the top of Town Branch, and you really don't notice that there's a waterway goes through Lexington. And you really don't see it till you go to the western portion of the Rupp Arena parking lot where it's exposed to the sun again. So we wanted to bring back the Town Branch, bring back its legacy and what Lexington got founded on.
Now, let's talk about things as we see them. What do we see right here? We see obviously some barrels. What's going on back here?
All these barrels here are ready to be filled with new bourbon that we're producing off our stills. So they're prepared. here within the next few hours, they'll start filling some more barrels and send them off for aging, and hopefully in another 5, 6, 7 years, we'll be tasting some good Kentucky Town Branch bourbon.
How's this whole process start? You're making some bourbon. How do you start?
Okay, we start the process over in the brew house. We mill the malt. We have the corn there. It's gelatinized corn. So everything goes together into the lauter tongue. And once it's in the lauter tongue, we hit it with different temperatures to activate enzymes in the process. So we're releasing the enzymes, we're releasing the starches, it's converting into sugar, and at that point there, we chill the material down, the wort at that point, and we'll put yeast with it once temperature's set. Then that'll transfer into one of our open-top fermenters that you see in the distillery room. So it'll go in that process in the open-top fermenter. You'll see the fermentation going on. You see the foam coming off the top. You can smell it. You can smell the CO2 coming off of it. So after about 60, 65 hours, we're ready at that point to take that process into the wash still and start the distillation process.
All right, now, obviously, I've seen a whole lot of people, just one group after another. And for those who don't know about your operation here, how would you take a tour?
Oh, well, we're open 7 days a week. We have tours Monday through Saturday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and then Sundays from 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. And we are part of the Bourbon Trail, so you know, we're either start or stop in Lexington, which is very nice because we're the only distillery in the metropolitan areas right now. But it's a great opportunity. Someone get out, spend an hour, take a tour, try a sample of the spirits. Everyone gets a chance to see something more unique because we have a brewery and distillery, so it's a combination tour.
All right, this is an impressive room. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff going on here. You got the monster stills over here from Scotland. We have these huge cypress tanks, which are?
They're all open-top fermenters. And this, once we make up our batch from the brew house, we'll transport it in here. It's already got yeast injected into it, so we'll do the fermentation process here for about 65 hours.
Right here?
Right here, right in this room.
So at times, do you have both of them going?
Yeah, there's times that we have both of them going. Right now, we have this one just filled up just recently. It's just kicking into the fermentation stage. The other one we just finished off this morning, and we had cleaned that up. And what's unique about cypress wood is it holds water great as long as you keep it wet. So once we get done with the cleaning cycle, we don't have another batch ready to go in immediately. We fill it up with water immediately.
Keeps
so
everything.
Yeah, it keeps the gaps closed up so it still holds water.
Now, this smells like Sunday morning in Mom's house. She used to make yeast rows.
Yep, you can smell the fresh yeast kicking in. A little bit of CO2 you come off. You get some of the sweet aromas coming off from the corn. But yeah, this is a yeast. This is one of the yeasts that we've developed ourselves that we produce in Springfield, Kentucky. It's a distiller's yeast.
Now, is it your job to try different things as master distiller and kind of get the right recipe going, or is it a conglomeration of folks that get together?
Oh, yeah, I'd like to take the credit, but no, it's a conglomeration of a number of people. You know, everyone's got a different taste profile and different liking, so we do a triangular testing to see which really is a good match for everything, and that's how we usually select things with team effort.
Now, impressive. That's impressive.
Well, we imported these from Scotland, and we installed them in a brew house in 2008. It's a batch operation. It's all handcrafted. Not only the stills are handcrafted, but also the whiskeys we produce out there is all handcrafted. There's no automation to this at all. It's everything is by touch and feel.
So everything is watched. I mean, it's not some major operation where machines are doing it for you.
Nope. There's no PLC. There's no computerization here. It's all manned manually. Everything's taken care of by one person per shift.
Now, there's some history in this building. It's fairly cool in here now, but it may have been cooler at one time.
Yeah, one time. This was the engine house for the Lexington Ice Company.
Wow.
I think it started up about 1920s, and it functioned till like 1970s and changed hands and did a number of different things here. Then we bought this in 2010 and converted this into a visitor center.
This is where the tours start?
This is where all the tours start and stop right here. for both the brewery and distillery.
Now, we only have one stop left to make.
Yeah, and that's
We can't talk about that. It's top secret.
But we'll share it with you anyways.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. All right, bartend. What's this right here?
This is Kentucky Kolsch. It's a true Kolsch style beer that was originally developed in Cologne, Germany. Kolsch is a special type of yeast. There's a little more wheat into it, a little more sweetness. It's a great summertime beer. It's great for sipping on after you've mowed the yard. I mean, it's very refreshing beer. And now we're going to try Kentucky Ale. This is our first beer that we came out with.
Now, for those who don't know a lot about brewing, me being one of those, color. What does color mean when it comes to beer? Why is that one this color? Why is this one?
It has a lot to do with the malts that you're using and how long you're cooking it through the kettle. Now, Kentucky Ale's a hybrid type English-Irish ale, and that's what we've developed it off of. It's a unique in that it's a hybrid of the Irish Red and the English Ale. So it's a marriage between both those styles of beer. And it really comes down to how our brewmaster, Ken Lee, will come up with this recipe and keep our guys making the same recipe over and over so it's consistent. Now, what I'm going to share with you now is Kentucky Bourbon Barrel Ale. It is our Kentucky Ale, same beer, but once it's done with fermentation, we age it for 6 weeks in fresh bourbon barrel casks. And it's got a very unique flavor that develops over that 6-week period. A little bit of sweetness, you pick up some vanilla flavors, a little bit of wood notes onto it. It's very nice, very refreshing, and sweet. Now, what I'll share with you now is our newest product, and that's Kentucky IPA. And those that don't know what IPA stands for, it's Indian Pale Ale.
Now, IPA, how did it get that name?
I tell you what, Tim, I will introduce you to our master brewer, Ken Lee, and he has the whole history on how the IPA came to be.
All right, Ken, let's talk about IPA. How in the world did it get that name?
IPA stands for India Pale Ale, and it's a historical beer style that came from back in the day when India was part of the British Empire. And hops have an antiseptic value to them. They have a preservative value. They're a natural preservative. And in order for beer to survive that long journey by ship from Britain to India, they would load it up with hops, lots of hops. And that became its own beer style later on then.
So then they would intentionally brew with that?
Right, and it's a very popular craft beer style even today.
So being that has preservatives, and I should drink a lot of it, and I will retain my youth through that, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, the hop people are actually looking at using hops for maybe toothpaste additive.
Well, how about that? I'm going to put some on my teeth right now.
Good move.
Thank you very much for taking time out today and visiting with us. And if folks want to visit again,
we're open 7 days a week for tours, Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and on Saturdays and Sundays from 12 to 4 p.m.
How do I get a hold of you guys?
We're right here on the western part of Lexington, just a quarter mile from Rupp Arena. You could reach us at on the website or at KentuckyAle.com, or you can Google us at Lexington Brewing Distilling Company.
Come see them.
All right, now it's our job to inform you of food events that might be coming up around your area, some places you might want to visit. And if you want to check on some of those upcoming things, check out our website, timfarmerscountrykitchen.com, and you can see where we'll be going and some places you might want to visit. Also, check out our Facebook page and like it, Tim Farmer's Country Kitchen. And guess what? That place I was telling you about, the Great Inland Seafood Festival, Northern Kentucky, lobsters, $10.95 a piece, coming up in August.
One down. I'll have 222 of these, please.
I'm sorry.
takes a while to cook 200 of them.
I'll take 122 of these. Okay, Mark Wertheim here at the, what is this? It's a Lobster Fest? What do you call it?
This is the Great Inland Seafood Festival.
Tell us about the Great Inland Seafood Festival.
This is our 25th anniversary, holding it right here in Newport, Kentucky, right on the banks of the Ohio River.
Now, what's the purpose for this?
It originally started back in the 80s as a way to showcase Creole and Cajun food, and the Northern Kentucky Restaurant Association started the Great Inland Seafood Festival, and we've been running ever since.
Now, what can you expect to find here? If somebody's coming from out of town, they see this thing advertised, what can you find here?
You can find whole Maine lobsters for $10.95.
But you talk about the Cajun food. I've seen all kinds of stuff around, all kinds of food. Where are these guys from?
We have vendors from all over the country. We have some from the Gulf Coast, Florida, Alabama, Georgia, and local restaurants from Northern Kentucky and Cincinnati. Second full weekend in August. We open Thursday night, Thursday through Sunday, right here in Newport, Kentucky on the banks of the Ohio.
Can you guarantee that price on Maine lobsters for next year?
Guaranteed. Same price, $10.95. Yes, sir.
I'm all over that, man.
All right.
Thanks so much for talking with us. We're going to look around and enjoy ourselves.
Thanks for coming.
Thanks for having us. What's your recipe? What's the recipe on your crab cakes? Nobody's giving up any recipe. Can I get your crab cake recipe? The recipe? No. That's strike 28. No crab cake recipe. You gonna share your recipe with us?
I can't share the recipe.
Strike 52. All right, now obviously I came up here to get a good crab cake recipe. What I did get was a bunch of lobster. What I didn't get was a crab cake recipe. Now, we've got such a response from our bee segment. People find this interesting. I find it fascinating. I love honey. I love all things natural. So guess what? We've been building and building on these segments. I have my own hive now. And before long, we're going to show you how to sling the honey, take it out of the hive. That's great. That's coming up, but we're not there yet. We still have to build the big boy box. Alan Martin, first of all, isn't Facebook great?
It's a wonderful thing.
We started talking on Facebook, and long story short, you're the one that started this whole thing, started messing with my head about these bees, and I got to have them. Had to come over to your house, we talked. You know, we got the newbie box up there. What do you call it? The
Nuke box.
Nuke box.
NUC, Nuke.
NUC. All right, now, today, I'm stepping up to the big boy box.
Getting the big boy box now.
We went and got the parts and pieces. Y'all went and got some bees.
Mm-hmm.
I found it interesting that you put two hives together. I saw you standing out there in sunshine the other day looking for what in that box?
I was looking for eggs, actually is what I was looking for.
Which means?
Means that the queen is present, typically, and that she is laying. Means that everything should be going good then.
Now, ultimately, they're producing honey, so that's what they eat, and that's how they survive winters. They got to have a big bunch of honey so they can eat and survive through the winter. Now, this box won't stand up and do the whole
No, it's not big enough to store enough honey for a good swarm of bees.
It only has 6 frames in it.
Right.
This one's going to have 9, correct?
It'll have 9 frames.
And that should get them
two
through
boxes
the winter.
with 9 frames each in it.
Now, we went to the store, got the parts and pieces. So I'm going to stand back and watch you guys put this together today. Then after it's assembled, really you just got to slap some paint on it. Do you use any particular kind of paint on this?
Just use a good outdoor paint.
Good outdoor paint?
Good outdoor paint.
So that's set up. We put our 9 frames in. You move them from that box to this box.
To this box.
And then People see you messing around with hives. How often do you check hives and why?
Between Jay and myself, we have quite a few hives, so I mean, it's kind of a 2 or 3 times a week thing. We're going and checking a couple of hives here, checking a couple there. Basically, what we're checking for is make sure that the queen's still there, that she's still laying good, that they are bringing in honey and everything's just going good, that there's not a mite problem or anything like that. Just making sure that everything's the way it's supposed to be.
So you just get out, observe, take a look, and make sure everything's...
Person with one hive, you could go every 2 or 3 weeks probably, and just kind of open it up, look at it, something like that, Gotcha. So we've got so many, we kind of just space it out.
I get my big boy hive today.
Get your big boy hive.
Do I look like I'm getting a big boy hive today?
You look like you're getting a big boy hive. Just wait till you get in that big boy hive. Yeah, that's where the fun begins.
I got a suit now.
Got the suit. You're ready to go.
All right, I'm going to step back and watch you guys put this together.
All righty. Yeah, basically what we're doing here is we're just, gluing all the joints. Just helps keep them together a lot better. Put the hives together, we'll use screws. That way if something happens and you've got to take the hive apart, it's easier to take a screw and back a screw out than it is to try to beat a nail out and end up breaking a board or something like that. So it's a little bit longer process putting it together, but it's worth it in the end,
Look what we got.
Got us a brood box.
Got us a brood box. Now, up there on my nuke.
On your nuke.
All right, there's 2 layers. Explain why there's a top and a bottom.
There's a top and a bottom. She'll lay in the bottom box. The top box they always use to store honey in. As the winter rolls along, of course, the food supply is in the top, so they'll move to the top. So in the spring, what you need to do is take and basically flip your boxes around.
Oh, son of a
That'll
gun.
put the queen back in the bottom because she's moved up during the winter to feed because she'll quit laying in the winter. She won't lay in the winter.
Now, obviously, there needs to be a coat of paint, some sort of outdoor paint on this.
Put about 2 to 3 coats, get it on pretty thick,
And when we get everything back here, we'll show the assembly and we'll show the switch over. And here's the steps we've gone through. First of all, we came to visit you at your place. We had several hives out. We had a little overview there of how things worked. We talked about swarms and all that. You brought one of your swarms out here, combined 2 together, put them in the nuke box. Now we're building a big one. And when y'all come back, I'm officially going to put on my dude thing, my bee dude thing, and I'm going to get in there with you.
You'll be officially a beekeeper then.
And I won't even get stung.
No.
Thank you. Thank you so much. It's late, but it's never too late for Kentucky Cocktail Time with DeAnne. What time is it? Let's see. It's Kentucky Cocktail Time with DeAnne Elmore.
Hey,
L81. You know what? We've had all kinds of stuff. We've had punches. We've had some bourbon drinks. And everything included L81.
Gonna mix it up today.
Got to mix it up today. You know what? Nikki likes her a screwdriver, and this is a variation on that. Tell us how this is going to work.
We're going to make the Winchester today, and we are using Pure Blue vodka, which is a Kentucky product as well from Barrel House Distillers, and they have Winchester roots. We love people that have Winchester roots. Right. So we are going to take 1.5 ounces of Pure Blue vodka, pour it over ice.
A lot of girls like vodka drinks.
They do.
What's up with that?
I guess because it's light and they feel like if it's not caramel colored, it doesn't have as many calories. I don't know. Women are funny. And then we're going to add, probably 3 ounces of L81. And then we're going to add a splash of orange juice. Give it a little color. We're going to stir it up. Has a nice bright color to it, I think.
I like that. Little lemon on the side.
Little lemon on the side. And you're good to go with the Winchester.
Now we got a lot of great brand new shows coming up. I'm having Mom over very shortly to make her chow chow. Mom's also going to make us something called a mock apple pie. You talk about interesting and yummy. I can't wait for that. And remember, it's all about good times, good friends, and good eats. We'll see you next week with a brand new show right here in Tim Farmer's Country Kitchen.
Special thanks to Bayou Bluegrass Catering, and Weisenberger Mill. Funding for Tim Farmer's Country Kitchen brought to you by Kentucky Sheep and Goat Development Office. Try something different tonight. Housewarmings, the outdoor living and fireplace experts.